I've been so focused on the silkscreen printing lately that I haven't been producing much new artwork, so it's time to challenge myself. I've gathered some reference material and decided to begin a wildlife series. In this episode, I'm going to create 2 works of art to kick off the series and warm up with a little journal sketchbook entry. Hello and welcome. My name is Diette, and thanks for checking out this video. Over the years, my sketchbooks have blurred the line between journaling and sketches. I keep several books ongoing, and I rarely complete an entire book. I purchased this book last year by Bailey J. Absolutely love the embroidery on this cover. And I opted for a cream-colored paper versus the white. My aunt's 60th birthday was on the weekend, and I thought this would be a perfect journaling opportunity to break in this new book. For the most part, my family lives about a 3-hour drive away from me. Thankfully, the weather and the drive was perfect that day. This was the first time I have seen her new home, and the property was absolutely gorgeous, located right on the lake. While I was tempted to pull out my DSLR, I didn't really have the time, nor did I want to hide behind the camera all day, since there was so much family to catch up with. So I only got a few camera shots on my smartphone while I was there. At the edge of their property, the breakwater is pretty steep drop-off to the rocky beach below. Their water property line is bookended with rocky piers. My cousin and I spent some time on the beach sifting through rock shells and sea glass. It was really fun to see everyone again. Thank you for the invite. I had a blast. Using one of my photos for reference, I roughly painted the scenery and collaged a Polaroid and formal invitation that was sent to me. Many moons ago, I purchased a few supplies with the intention to use them in journaling. Now I finally get to crack them open. To start with, I bought a faded jeans color distressed ink pad along with a cheap stamping brush. The bristles kept shedding out of the ferrules, so we'll see how it holds up overall. I also got a stamping sponge, I guess they're called, and a set of Staedtler watercolor crayons, which were marked down. For collaging, I bought some double-sided tape and then began experimenting with my new supplies. I did end up having a few technical errors and lost some of the footage of the beginning of this composition. I worked out the sky. As you can see, there's some white clouds in there. I worked out where the water line meets the sky, and then also some of the basic shapes of the rocks that make up the pier. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but the basic composition is here, so I'm just going to work on this and refine this a little bit more. Oh my god, these stamps are the cutest thing. You can custom create your own stamps now. So that gives me a bunch of ideas because the idea of creating my own stamp would be so much fun. Okay, let's move on to the meat and potatoes of this video and start working on the wildlife series. I collected several images from unsplash.com, which is an open source resource for images. Because fall and Halloween are just around the corner, I made some seasonally appropriate selections. The only rule that I've set out for myself in this series is that I want to do at least 5 different images. The vulture is an incredibly beautiful and interesting bird of prey. The first step is to map out the composition. Using black gesso and water with a large brush, I blocked out the positive and negative space. As is my luck, technical difficulties prevented me from recording that first composition stage. But in this layer, I'm going to go in with charcoal. I'm gesturally working out the form of the tree branch. I want to keep this loose and not too detailed because this is not the focus of the painting. I'm going to put all of the detail into the bird of prey. I'm paying close attention to my reference material and making sure that I get the angles as close as possible. I'm applying the same technique here with the bird, only this time using brown Conte. Before I go any further, I'm going to work on the head of the vulture using a graphite pencil. In any painting, the eye of the subject is generally the central focus of the painting. Now that I have the details of the overall composition, I can go ahead and start layering, paying attention to tonal values as well as shadows and highlights and color. Wait a second. I'm not left-handed. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even realize at the time that I was doing this with my left hand. Well, that's new. That's it for today. If you want to vote on the next reference image for this wildlife series, head over to my website, diette.ca, create a login, and vote as many times as you like. The top result will be featured next in this series. See you next time, and thanks for watching.